My friends, what if I told you there are places in this world so evil, so dangerously cursed, that just stepping inside could bring nightmares into your life? Today, we're exposing 3 forbidden churches where the rules of our reality don't apply. These aren't just abandoned buildings. They're portals to something much darker. Imagine walking through those crumbling doors and suddenly feeling icy fingers grab your neck when no one's there, or hearing children's laughter in a place that's been empty for decades. Worst of all, these churches don't want visitors. They want victims. Countless explorers have entered, but many never came back out the same, if they came out at all. I've spent months researching these locations, and what I discovered will haunt you. From a church where 23 people mysteriously vanished in a single night, to one where the walls literally bleed every full moon, to a third so dangerous the government sealed it with concrete. This isn't just a video. It's a warning that might save your life one day. Sign number 1. The church where God doesn't listen, but something else does. Deep in the hollows of eastern Kentucky stands Mount Hebron Baptist, or what remains of it after the 1972 incident that made national headlines. This isn't your typical haunted church story. Here the danger isn't ghosts. It's whatever answers prayers when God refuses to. The building's history reads like a horror novel, constructed in 1898 by a splinter congregation that believed in direct communion with the divine. It gained notoriety when revival meetings started producing miraculous healings with terrifying side effects. Those healed would develop strange compulsions, writing backwards in perfect Latin, drawing complex geometric patterns in their own blood, or suddenly remembering events that hadn't happened yet. The final service on October 31, 1972 ended when 28 congregants simultaneously began speaking in a guttural language that made the church's foundation stones bleed. What the FBI found when they arrived still appears in redacted documents. The pews had fused together into one continuous bench. The pulpit Bible's pages had all turned black, and every crucifix in the building now hung upside down despite being nailed in place. Modern visitors report increasingly disturbing phenomena. Recording devices capture whispers that form perfect anagrams of the Lord's Prayer when played backwards. The floorboards constantly feel warm to the touch. Even in winter, photographs taken inside always show one extra face in the congregation, always different, always watching the camera. Those who stay past sunset report hearing perfect 4-part harmony singing from the empty choir loft. The most chilling recent account comes from paranormal investigator Marcus Cole, who spent one night inside in 2020. His thermal camera recorded 28 distinct heat signatures sitting in the pews at 3 a.m., though the building was visibly empty. When he approached the altar, his audio recorder captured what sounds like something large taking a breath directly behind him. He emerged missing 6 hours of memory, with his digital watch permanently stuck at 3:33 and his right hand covered in strange symbols that took 3 weeks to wash off. Local legend says the church was built on a spot the Cherokee called the place where the world whispers back. Current satellite images show the surrounding trees have grown in a perfect spiral pattern centered on the building. The most disturbing detail, the church's lone surviving stained glass window depicting the resurrection now shows the figures with hollowed-out eyes and too many fingers, and it's changing, slowly, year by year. Sign number 2. The Devil's Revival Tent, where 200 people screamed in a language that doesn't exist. This is where God turned his back. Sudden silence, then a distorted choir chant swells. In the summer of 1947, something unholy happened under this tent. 200 people came for a healing service. Only half left sane. Eyewitnesses described the exact moment it began. The preacher's eyes rolled back and his voice changed. Then the entire crowd started screaming, but not in English, not in any language. Linguists analyzed the recordings. What they found will haunt you. It wasn't gibberish. It was grammatically perfect. A language never spoken on Earth before. But the real horror, the children, every child under 12 that night, started drawing the same symbol. A twisted spiral with child psychologists say they'd never seen anything like it. The drawings were mathematically precise, impossible for kids that age. And then, the tent started bleeding. Not metaphorically, actual dark liquid seeped from the wooden poles. Lab tests showed it was type O negative blood mixed with something unidentified. The final horror. The preacher survived. He lived 40 more years, locked in an asylum. Every night at 3:15 a.m., he'd scream the same phrase in that unholy language until the night his tongue split down the middle like a snake's. This isn't just a haunted place, it's a place that haunts back. Sign number 3, the living cathedral, where the walls scream with human voices. This is the only church that grows. Sudden silence, then a blood-curdling scream echoes from inside the building. St. Thaddeus Cathedral was abandoned in 1923 after parishioners reported the walls singing in the voices of the dead. But here's the unholy truth. It never really closed. Every year on the summer solstice, the cathedral expands by exactly 6 inches measured by surveyors. Since the new stones aren't added, they grow, but the real horror lives inside. In 2016, urban explorers recorded 17 distinct voices coming from the walls. A woman sobbing "Let me out" in 12 different languages. A child singing "Ring Around the Rosie" backwards. Something that wasn't human reciting the Lord's Prayer with extra verses. The most chilling discovery, the confessionals. When investigators opened them, they found finger bones embedded in the wood. Pages from a Bible written in perfect mirror writing. A single fresh rose, still wet with blood. But the final proof came in 2020 when a team brought a thermal camera. The entire altar was human body temperature. Yet when they tried to take a sample, the stone bled. This isn't a building, it's alive. And it's getting hungrier. My friends, these cursed churches hold secrets no human was meant to discover. But now, you know the truth. If you ever see these unholy places, run, don't look back, because some doors should never be opened. But the nightmare isn't over yet. Whispered, there are more forbidden places hiding in the shadows, and I'll expose them all. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because next week we're entering the abandoned hospital where patients are still talking.